This needs Virgil van Dijk to go. Are we sorting this out for the benefit of not even so much the club or the team, it's the fans?
His legacy's been scarred.
Of course it has.
Scarred a lot.
Of course it has. And I know he knew what he was doing, but I'm not sure he was aware of the repercussions.
The reaction was never going to help anybody.
Welcome to The Breakdown, and we're going to take a deep dive into the Mo Salah situation, the Liverpool situation. With me are two Liverpool club legends, Steven Gerrard and Steve McManaman, and an overall legend in Ally McCoist. That's the way we drew it.
Thank you very much.
That's the way we drew it.
As it should be.
Now, we've not got ages to do this, so we're going to dive straight into it. Stephen, I'm going to come straight to you.
Thanks.
A few weeks ago, you said that Liverpool weren't in crisis. Are they in crisis now?
I think they're closer to it. I don't like using the word. But the only thing I can think is it worse in terms of the conversations with him and Arnie? Is it worse, the conversations with him and Richard and the Bulls and blah, blah? Is it a lot worse than what we know and what we've seen? I've seen this and I've lived it. I lived it with Suarez when he fell out with Brendan, face to face. I've seen it all and tried to mediate that because that wasn't good for anyone. This is not good for anyone.
For anybody, yeah.
And I've been there myself from a personal point of view. I done mine in a different way where I had major head loss, dropped against United, been round to Brendan's house for a meal. Brendan buttered me up. Oh, you've been great in training and, you know, you can be part of my staff, blah, blah, blah. I done the Salah statement in 30 seconds against United and got sent off. Yeah. So no one's perfect. We've all had head loss as players. We've all done emotional things where we think, oh, and I know in time when this all calms, Mo will go, oh, I shouldn't have said that. I maybe shouldn't have said that. And I was a bit emotional, I was a bit hasty and blah, blah, blah. But the end of the day is, Liverpool Football Club need Mo Salah back playing well, back scoring goals, because he is the best player, the best scorer, and he will help them get out of this crisis questions, in my opinion. So who's gaining from all of this?
Well, I was going to say that.
So my opinion is, if this goes on, this is bigger than what we all know and what we see.
Who changes that? Because you've said there,
well, there needs to be a coming together.
Right, so with the Suarez situation, you said you mediated.
Yeah, because I just thought, well, Luis Suarez saying what our reserves is not helping Steven Gerrard, it's not helping the owners, it's not helping the fans. The main people here are the fans, and a lot of fans are upset with what he said, like everyone. He's a couple of lines within the whole thing. I think I respect a lot of things that he doesn't like being a sub.
Yeah, so do I, actually.
Because if he was actually going, I'm all right on the bench, blah, blah, I'm thinking he's just taking his money, he's not happy, and he's a blah, blah, blah. He's obviously really upset he's not playing, which I respect. He wants to help the team, I respect. Couple of lines about throwing people on the bus, wrong. He needs to reverse a little bit away from that. He needs to deal with that with the manager. This needs Virgil van Dijk to go. Are we sorting this out for the benefit of not even so much the club or the team, it's the fans?
I think we agree that the 3 games he was out, arguably we thought he should have played, certainly in one of them.
He definitely should have come on against Leeds.
Yes. The reaction was never going to help anybody. I don't know whether he was ill-advised. His comments after the game was certainly misjudged. I have no idea why he came out at this particular time, 7 days before he's going to AFCON.
I don't think it was naive. I actually think it was premeditated as well, because I think he knows what he's doing. He's a very, very clever man, doesn't give a lot of interviews, so he knows what he's doing. The first thing that has to happen, whether it's the captain and the manager and Mo Salah, have to get together, because the only people that need to benefit are the team. It's not about anything else. It's not about Arne Slot. It's not about Virgil van Dijk. It's not about Mo Salah. It's about the team.
A Liverpool's stronger if there's common ground here.
Yeah.
Correct.
And Mo goes, look, I shouldn't have said that.
Correct.
I shouldn't have said that, but I had to get my points
100%.
off. I was emotional.
100%.
I'm human. How can you find the quickest solution that benefits the club and the fans?
I can totally understand I've not been in the squad, because I think sometimes there maybe has to be a cooling off period.
Yeah,
I think the manager might have to cool off. Mo has to cool off, right? You're not coming.
And for the couple of one-liners within the statement, he probably deserves to learn his lesson.
Some degree of punishment.
Learn his lesson.
Yeah.
As a neutral, based on the fact you'd not really got a horse in the race, what did you think about what he said? Did you like the fact that he did it?
No to both. I didn't like what he said, and I didn't like the fact he said it. I understand where he's coming from. I just think it was so wrong. I think the most important thing here is a football club, any football club. You're a fan of any football club, the most important thing is a football club. And I don't think it helped the football club one bit. I really don't. I understand where he's coming from. I understand that he wants to play. I understand he wants to score goals. If you scrutinise some of the comments, I just think they're so wrong. clubs throw him under the bus, for example. Mo, the club hasn't thrown you under the bus. The manager's left you out, in my opinion, deservedly, because you haven't been playing well, right? They haven't thrown you under any bus. And the other thing was, you know, what I've done for the club. You have been one of the best players I've ever seen in the last 15, 20 years. Some of the stuff you have produced is undoubtedly, unquestionably fantastic. But the club's done a bit for you as well. It's not what you've done for the club. What's the club done for you? I actually felt for Arne Slot, to be brutally honest with you, because he is having a tough time as it happens, and then all of a sudden this goes.
Playing devil's advocate though.
Yeah.
He's been there how long? 8 years?
8 years.
Whatever, 8 years. Yeah. He's sat there and he's thinking, I've had 2 months in 8 years where I've hit the skids, haven't played. Do you think that's where he's referencing what I've done for the club and I'm being thrown under the bus? Because for 8 years, he's been the most reliable aspect of this Liverpool team. He's struggled for a couple of months at a time when everybody else is struggling as well.
It doesn't matter.
And he's carrying the can. Is that why he's done it?
I don't know why he's done it, but it doesn't matter what he's done. If your performance level's dropped, you don't get a game because you've been brilliant the last 8 years. You get a game because you deserve to be in the starting lineup. That's why you play, I think.
I agree with that, but I also think in Mo's shoes, as the player, he's thinking, this is the first time I've had a difficult period. This is the time where I need the manager. This is the time where I need the club. This is the time where I need more support. And maybe he feels like he's not got that. Because it is his first dip in form in 8 years, which is remarkable.
So is it fixable? Because a lot of people have already decided that this is it, he's off to the AFCON, you'll never see him again in a Liverpool shirt.
Unless it's a lot worse than what we know and what we've seen.
Fletch, I had here a situation with Nicolas Anelka. He was signed late on the transfer window and he joined Real Madrid. And he moaned about not having the time because of the politics of Raúl and Morientes playing up front, etc., etc., which may have been correct, but he complained that much that he was banished from the first team. Banished from the first team. He was in the club for 3 or 4 months. But in the end, he was brought back into the group, almost with the knowledge he's going to be sold at the end of the year because he's a bit of a troublemaker. I mean, Nicholas will explain this better than I certainly would. But what I would say is that in the end, after getting banished, after getting ostracised by the team, he was brought back into the team. He was integrated in the team. Semi-final of Champions League, he was in, he played, he scored twice in home and away leg against Bayern Munich, which were incredibly difficult. He played in the final, we won the final, and then literally after the final, he was sold. The thing is that you need to do what's best for the team.
Correct.
And what's best for the team is best for the fans. And if you can bring Mo back in, integrate him in, Liverpool can be, I'm not saying they're going to be successful this year, but improve the situation where they are now and improve his own situation, then it will help the fans warm towards Mo again. It'll help Liverpool climb the table, help him, and it'll help his legacy again. Because at this moment, unfortunately, his legacy's been scarred.
Of course it has.
Scarred a lot.
Of course it has.
Because one of his most divisive lines in the interview was, I used to have a relationship with the manager and I haven't got one now. So he's basically sticking a lot of this onto Arne Slot.
But that's the emotional side of the interview, Fletch.
But that's what he said.
But that's it. But
I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that.
I mean, you've fallen out
I'm
with
being
loads
man
of
enough,
people.
of course you do.
No, but it's easy to fall out with people. And in the end, like any walk of life, you just need to go, look, I'm sorry about that. You know, I shouldn't have said that, or I should have, and then you move on.
He cares. He's desperate to play.
Yeah.
He's hating not playing.
Yeah.
You know, you can be around players that don't care. And they're the ones that pay my head out.
Yeah,
of course.
I think he's Mo Salah because of that.
Right.
These people are wired up different, and that's the reason why they're special. Because they're obsessed with, like, I've got to play every minute.
Yeah.
I mean, numbers. Haaland scoring them goals, and Haaland's on fire. But that's the reason why they're different.
I get back to I just think he should actually, and I know he knew what he was doing, but I'm not sure he was aware of the repercussions.
Yeah. Is there a scenario here where ultimately both of them end up carrying the can, Slot and Salah? Because
I don't think Slot will. I don't think Slot will because...
You don't think this will impact Slot's...
No, because Slot's entitled to pick.
Future,
he's allowed to pick whatever team he thinks capable of winning the next match. I don't think he's done anything wildly wrong. Mo might disagree because he's desperate to play. Slot's under pressure because of results. It's not because of the recent days over Mo Salah. I think Mo's got a little bit of heat on him because of the interview, and he said a couple of things that maybe were wrong.
Yeah. From a footballing point of view, the only thing a manager's done is not win enough games.
Is AFCON a positive here or a negative here? Because I've got this idea that...
Now it's probably a positive.
Oh, it's a negative. I think it's a negative.
It's got to get it fixed before it goes.
Well,
it's too raw.
It's a
Well, it's
negative.
easy to fix it, as easy
Well,
to
look,
it's not easy
the way you
to
look
fix
at
it,
it,
otherwise it wouldn't get to
let's
this
look at it.
stage.
Let's look at it sensibly. Gakpo's injured now,
Right,
so let's talk about the reality.
Yeah.
Gakpo's injured now. Chiesa's unwell,
right,
and Salah's at home.
yes.
What he said, if he felt that way, should have been said to Arne Slot behind closed
behind
doors.
closed doors,
So
yes.
whatever he says now, apologies or not, but sort of behind closed doors.
By the way, Macca, it's a lot to reel back on, though. There was a lot of points that came out. It's not just
But it's-
one line.
but you still can't. You still. It's
You don't
not.
have to,
lot of
It's
you
no
don't have to reel
unsavable.
back on everything.
a
You
lot
just
of
have
it.
to reel back on a couple of things.
It's no
think
unsavable.
that would be
Ideal situation. He just said, "Look, I got this wrong.
Yeah.
I apologise, but I care."
I'm desperate
the
to
reason
play.
I said it
Desperate
was
to
because I
score
care.
goals.
I want to get back. I want to get back my
think
best. I
that's-
haven't been playing well.
That's right.
I care so much about this football club. I went over the top.
And if you
I made a
put
mistake.
don't
yourself
have to apologise for everything.
in the supporters' shoes, Arnie's shoes, and most, they all need each other.
Yeah.
They all
Everybody's
need-
fighting for the same thing.
Only get back
Everybody
to winning
wants back
ways with
to
Mo
winning
Salah back
ways.
in form. A crisis to me is when you're miles off being where you need to get to. Liverpool are 2-3 wins away from being back in the top 4. The squad is a little bit imbalanced.
I think they'll need to bring people in. Which
Is the money there based on what they did in the summer? do you think?
I think the money's there, yeah.
Depends if Mo goes or not.
This is kind of as low as it can get right now. Your star player, one of your all-time greats, has just said what he said. The manager's under pressure. You can't get a win. If he did apologise and it ends before he goes to AFCON,
It has to.
could a massive negative
Turn it into positive.
turn it because it pulls everybody.
Galvanise.
Galvanise
Of course,
everybody.
I get it.
In a mad way.
That's
Do you
the
know what I mean?
ideal. That is completely
Well,
and
it did
utterly
with
ideal
Suarez.
situation.
It did with Suarez. You know, obviously they come to common ground where it's like, look, get your head down, start playing again, start playing well. He got his form back. He was unbelievable for us for the next 6 months. He went to Barcelona. Everyone was a winner,
Yeah.
except the Liverpool fans because they didn't want Suarez to go.
Yeah. But that was always the case. He was always going to leave, wasn't he, in the end?
I'm just not sure this carrying on and everyone pouring more fuel and fire on, because you love it, don't you? You like a little. You're a Forest fan, aren't you?
Me personally.
It's not at 8.
You know, when I sat down to do this, I thought by the end of the programme, this will be my fault.
You watch certain teams or people who are out of form and go on these runs where they don't win and the fans are going nuts. No one cares. They're just taking the money. They're just taking the money and they don't care.
Yeah.
At least our main man cares.
Of course he does.
He cares.
Let me ask you a bigger picture then. Liverpool in general as a group, because if they get the Mo Salah thing fixed, that can be shelved and on you go. But the team in general, where they are, how it's functioning or not functioning based on what we thought they were going to be.
They're not functioning, are they?
How big a fixed job is that for Arne Slot at the moment? Because he's not found any kind of settled team. He's not really found the formation that he wants. Certainly not had the consistency of results that he's looking for. So when you kind of look at the overall picture, where the team is, where it needs to get to, how big a fix is that?
I
from this
personally
point?
think it's bigger than we expected. It'll be interesting to see what they do in January. I think they'll need to bring people in. Which
Is the money there based on what they did in the summer? Do you think?
I think the money's there. Yeah, I think the money's there. I think they got plenty of money.
Okay.
Depends if Mo goes or not.
Mo Salah leaves, there's going to be lots of money.
A few decent wages knocking about.
You see, you started it again. You brought
Sorry,
it up
sorry.
again. It's not my fault.
Sorry, I'm finished now anyway, I'm getting off.
Because I know the club very well, the first team were a little tiny bit, as much as they spent a lot of money and brought in a lot of quality, I thought they left themselves a little tiny bit weak. I still think they need to bring a sensitive defender in January. So I'd be very surprised if they didn't bring a couple of players in, and I think that will help them.
What I want you to do here is put your central striker, number 9, head on. Yeah. So there was this kind of notion in the summer. They've got Ekitike, then they eventually get Isak. Ekitike's been magnificent through the middle.
Correct.
He looks like he wants the responsibility to be Liverpool's number 9.
Yeah.
Great comparisons are being made. Can Ekitike and Isak coexist in this Liverpool team?
We were talking about the same thing with Arsenal, right? Eze stick out the left-hand side. If California is down the outside rather than inside, Eze can come in and play in that little bit where Ekitike can play. Ekitike can play off a side, I think, far better than Isak could. So in answer to your question, I think Isak would be his choice in a preferred number 9 position. Now that might not suit Ekitike, but they have to find a way around it.
That's where I think they need to do a little bit in January in terms of the balance of the
Yeah.
squad. They've got unbelievable talent. I think the recruitment team at Liverpool have been unbelievable, by the way. The recruitment team are top at Liverpool. The squad is a little bit imbalanced at the moment. Losing Diaz, maybe not getting someone to come in. I know they were linked with Anthony Gordon, for example. There's a lot of pressure on Gakpo to deliver from that side. There isn't really an ideal replacement, so maybe it's a Verse, maybe it's an Ekatike. They're desperate for a centre-half. For me, it's been a combination of things. Our top players have been a little bit off form. You've got the Jota scenario. The hunger, maybe, a little bit after winning a league. A couple of injuries in key areas and stuff. People still finding their feet, new signings, a lot of change, a lot of transition. But can Liverpool get back quickly to where they want to be to? I think so. If they have a decent January and fix the balance, Isak getting fitter, Wirtz finding his feet, solve the Salah problem, Liverpool won't be far away.
That's the thing. Last year they did have 5 forwards, didn't they? Yeah. Unfortunately, Luis Diaz is a big loss. Lovely player. Liverpool wanted to keep him, but it was never going to happen, so they had to let him go. And you know, it wasn't a case of, they had to sell him. He wanted to go, and he's, you know, he's been amazing at Bayern Munich, so he's been a big loss. Yeah.
So let me just pick you up on this before we finish. So I obviously, you do know the recruitment team, and you made the point there that you think they've done a great job. Just kind of playing devil's advocate here. So the fullbacks are different to the fullbacks that they had before. So the Kirkes and Frimpong signings are different.
Kirkes are not different from Robinson.
Really?
What's the difference? Both attacking fullbacks who get up and down.
Is Robinson not better defensively than him?
Well, at the moment
Maybe,
he is, but he's
exactly.
played 300-400 games more.
Yeah,
he's more experienced.
We're not saying they're the same.
He's
quality.
more of a
In my opinion, Robinson should have been the number one fullback still, even with Kirkes coming in. Learn off Robinson.
Yeah.
Respect Robinson. He's played in European Cup finals. He's got this many caps. He's the captain of Scotland. Klopp used to sign people and get them in a little bit slower, get used to the club, get used to the demands, the pressure, blah, blah. When you're ready and we're holding you back, bang, you go in.
The right back is certainly different to Trent Alexander.
Frimpong's a wing back.
Right?
Frimpong's a wing back.
Everybody thought Frimpong and Kirkes were going to be better than Trent and Robertson, even though they played hundreds and hundreds of games, won every trophy, and as assistants. So it was always going to be more difficult.
Conor Bradley's the number one right back for Liverpool right now. If you had to pick an 11, he's the number one. Frimpong's got it all to do. With all due respect, he's done great at Leverkusen. He was up at Celtic. You know, we used to put Ryan Kent up against him and challenge him for a few years. I know what he's all about, but Frimpong's got it all to do.
You've been passionate, you've been honest. I think the insight you've provided has been fantastic. Stephen Gerrard, Ally McCoist, Steve McManaman, this has been The Breakdown. Don't forget you can watch the Premier League, the Champions League, all the big games on TNT Sport right the way through for the rest of the season. Where Liverpool go next, only time will tell. Can they fix it with Mo Salah? We'll find out in due course. But I think you'll all agree it's been fascinating listening to the fellas breaking it all down here on TNT Sports.